Beloved, welcome back to the shop. Well, have you ever wanted to know how to change a motorcycle tire? That's what we're doing today. I've got a couple of Moto Z tractionators that I've got to put on the TE300. This coming weekend will be the first ever members only dual sport ride, which I'll be guiding, taking the boys up to Mount Fuji in a big epic loop. And my tires are wearing pretty thin. So let's start with the rear and you can come hang out with me. I bought a tire changing stand. You don't need one. You can change them on the ground, but it does make it a lot easier. These are the tire tools that I use: inflator, Schrader valve, an assortment of spoons, bead buddies, 12 millimeter for the bead lock, soft hammer. We'll start by loosening the bead lock. You don't need to take the nut all the way off, just run it out to the end. Let it flop in there kind of loose. Then you can pull the Schrader valve. Now we need to break the bead. Turn that bead lock away from you. And usually with your body weight, you can push it until it snaps. If it won't come loose, you can use a tire spoon. Again, opposite of the bead lock. To pry this tire off, we're going to have the bead lock away from us. We're going to use 3 spoons. Reach in and hook the edge of that tire. About 5 inches apart, we'll place these. You can't put too much lube on these guys. Now here's the key, is you got to press. This bump here is a drop center. You got to press that wheel down in there. Changing these tires can quickly devolve into the worst job you've ever done in your life. If you follow these steps, it's quite simple. Now you're just going to force the wheel down into the bottom of the tire and just kind of do what you have to do to peel it out. I'm going to put a new tube on. I got a brand new Michelin. I'll use the other one as my spare. If you haven't already, put the Schrader valve back in it, and we're just going to put a little bit of air in there. Oops. Give it some shape. And we're going to lube this all up. Inner tube. And work this tube inside the new tire. Oh, also, don't forget, it could be directional. I forget, are these Moto Z's directional? These are my high-speed wheel set. I've got a kind of a road set and an off-road set. These have smaller gearing and are balanced, and I run tubes. Now take that inner tube and pull it out a little bit where that valve stem is, and that'll help you get it in the hole a little bit easier. Find the hole on your wheel and line those up. When that goes through there, just loosely thread on your nut that comes with that tube. Don't tighten it, just keep it from slipping out of the hole. Now we'll take a tire bar and pry this lip over. That went on pretty easy. Make sure your bead lock is sitting properly in the tire. The reason for the bead lock is that these bikes are so powerful. If you were to, when you spin the tire, it will just shear the Schrader valve off. So what this does is it reaches in and bites in there and bolts to the rim and holds the tire from spinning. Some guys, racers, have to run 2 of these. That's not me. Let's inflate it. This is where you'll find out if you poked a hole in your tire or in your tube while you were wedging it, which I've done more than once. Set our desired tire pressure. Thread your second nut on. There's should be 2 nuts on these. One locks against the wheel. The second one locks against the cap. Before I put it on, I'm going to make sure it's very clean. Get all this extra chain grease off of here. We'll torque the spokes, and I'll show you how to check the bearing. To check the wheel bearings, you need to only spin it. If it feels rough or gritty, then they need replacing. It should be smooth and buttery. That's marginal, a little bit gritty. There's 2, one on each side. And that one's even worse, rough, gritty. I think I have bearings. I'm going to, let's swap these out real quick. Unfortunately, I only have 1 bearing, and I'm not going to replace one side and not the other. So I'll order up a new set, and we'll change the bearings next time. Let's torque the spokes real quick. I retorque my spokes every time I change a tire. This is a spoke torque wrench. I'll start at the first spoke where the bead lock is. And if it clicks, and I'll count 1, 2, and I'll do every third. And we'll go around 3 times, and we'll keep doing that until we get all the way through it. Count 1, 2, skip 2, skip 2. When I get back to the bead lock after the 3rd try, then I'll just hit every one in sequence and just make sure that they're all the same. You can balance your own tires. It makes a big difference on road tires for sure. Just take something round, screwdriver handle, whatever, put it in your vise. And you're going to spin the tire, and just to see wherever you put it, it should stay put. If it doesn't stay put, then the heavier part will tend to rotate down. These are solid brass wheel weights, motorcycle or spoked wheel weights. They're designed to fit on the nipple here. They're heavy, and they offset the weight of the rim lock. I'll let the wheel come to a rest. The heaviest portion will be down. You can see there's the bead lock. And I'll take my largest one, and opposite on the top is where I'll place it first. Don't tighten up anything. Once you think you've got it, put the weights at 12 o'clock. It shouldn't move. 3, 6, and 9. That's balanced. Before I put it on, I'll give it a good wash. I found these wheel brushes. These are the thing for washing in around the spokes. They get a lot of grease and stuff on them from the chain lube. Looks like General Sam has got Toothless in a tight spot over there. Same with the axle blocks and axle nut. Put a thin layer of grease on that axle. Oops.